Why older adults keep waking up at 3 a.m. and what it says about their health. Have you ever found yourself wide awake at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling in the dark, wondering why your body refuses to stay asleep? You're not alone. For countless older adults, waking up around this time has become a nightly pattern. And while it might seem like just a quirky habit or a harmless inconvenience, waking up at 3 a.m. consistently can actually tell us a lot about what's going on inside the body. And more importantly, how your health and sleep are connected in ways you may not realize. Let's start with a surprising truth. This isn't just about insomnia. Waking up at 3 a.m. could be your body's quiet way of asking for help. It could be about stress hormones, poor blood sugar regulation, an overworked liver, or even emotional tension. And understanding what your body is really trying to say can make all the difference in getting the restful, healing sleep you deserve. One of the most common reasons older adults wake up at this hour is a shift in how our bodies regulate melatonin and cortisol. Melatonin is the hormone that makes you sleepy at night, while cortisol is your natural wake-up hormone. As we age, melatonin levels decrease, and the delicate balance between these two hormones can get disrupted. The result? You fall asleep easily, but around 3 a.m., cortisol levels spike too soon, jolting you awake when your body should still be resting. And if stress is part of your daily life, that spike can feel even more intense. Your mind may race, your heartbeat may feel stronger, and falling back to sleep becomes a frustrating challenge. But hormonal shifts aren't the only factor. Blood sugar also plays a major role, and this is often overlooked. If you eat dinner early or skip a bedtime snack, your blood glucose may drop during the night. The body responds by releasing stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol to raise your blood sugar, and this process, once again, often peaks between 2:30 and 4 a.m. You may not even feel hungry, but this internal drop and surge cycle is enough to wake you up and keep you alert. For seniors who are pre-diabetic or managing type 2 diabetes, this is especially important to pay attention to. Now let's talk about the liver, an organ that quietly does its work while you sleep. In traditional Chinese medicine, the hours between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. are known as the time of the liver. This is when the liver is believed to perform its detoxification processes most actively. If your liver is overwhelmed, whether from medications, alcohol, fatty foods, or accumulated toxins, it may be more active or inflamed during this time, causing sleep disruptions. Modern science supports the idea that liver function and sleep quality are connected. Seniors with fatty liver disease or high cholesterol may be more prone to this type of 3 a.m. wakefulness. And there's something else. Emotional restlessness. Aging often brings hidden stress, worries about health, finances, loneliness, or unresolved grief. Even if you feel calm during the day, your subconscious mind may carry those burdens into the night. Around 3 a.m., the body's deep relaxation can make space for those emotions to surface. This is why some older adults report waking up feeling anxious or emotionally unsettled, with no clear reason why. What does all of this mean for your health? Waking up at 3 a.m. is more than a sleep issue. It's a signal that something in your internal system needs attention. Poor sleep weakens your immune system, increases inflammation, and even affects memory and balance, which are especially critical for seniors. It can also raise blood pressure and blood sugar, making chronic conditions worse. But here's the encouraging part. There are natural, simple ways to reduce these 3 a.m. wake-ups and protect your long-term health. First, let's look at your evening habits. A warm cup of chamomile tea before bed may sound old-fashioned, but it contains a pigeonin, a compound that promotes drowsiness and reduces anxiety. Magnesium-rich foods like bananas, almonds, or pumpkin seeds can also help relax muscles and calm the nervous system. It's also important to avoid stimulants in the afternoon. That means cutting off caffeine by 2 p.m. and limiting sugar intake at dinner. A blood sugar-friendly bedtime snack, like a slice of whole grain toast with almond butter or Greek yogurt with berries, can stabilize glucose levels and prevent that 3 a.m. crash. Temperature plays a role too. Seniors often wake up because they're too cold or too warm. Your body temperature naturally drops during the night, and if your bedding isn't adapted to that, you may wake up feeling uncomfortable. Try layering breathable sheets or using a weighted blanket, which has been shown to reduce nighttime anxiety and promote deeper sleep. Another surprising trick: getting morning sunlight. Yes, what you do in the morning affects your night. Exposure to natural light in the first hour of the day helps regulate your circadian rhythm and tells your body to produce melatonin at the right time later. Even a 15-minute walk on your porch can reset your internal clock. And don't underestimate the power of routine. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day, even on weekends, helps your body develop sleep resilience. Avoid heavy dinners late at night and make your last hour before sleep calm and screen-free. That means no scrolling, no intense TV shows, and ideally no stressful conversations. Let your body unwind with soft lighting, relaxing music, or even light stretching to release physical tension. If you're someone who wakes up at 3 a.m. and stays awake for hours, don't lie in bed tossing and turning. Get up, go to a quiet room, and read a calming book or listen to soft instrumental music. Avoid screens, as the blue light can signal your brain to stay alert. After 20 to 30 minutes, return to bed and let sleep come naturally. This method, called stimulus control, teaches the brain to associate your bed with sleep, not with frustration. Finally, think about your medications. Some common drugs prescribed to older adults, like beta blockers, diuretics, or certain antidepressants, can interfere with sleep or trigger nighttime awakenings. It's always worth having a conversation with your healthcare provider if you suspect your medication schedule is affecting your rest. In truth, waking up at 3 a.m. isn't a mystery, it's a message. And when you start listening to your body, identifying the cause, and making gentle, consistent changes, you give yourself the gift of deeper, more healing rest. For seniors, quality sleep is not a luxury, it's a foundation for longevity, energy, and peace of mind. The better your sleep, the stronger your immune system, your brain, your mood, and even your bones and muscles. And the good news is, it's never too late to reset your nights and wake up feeling truly rested. When we think about aging, most of us expect a few changes, maybe in mobility, digestion, or energy levels. But sleep? That's one area many don't expect to shift so drastically. Yet for older adults, sleep becomes lighter, more fragmented, and more sensitive to even the smallest disruptions. What used to be a full night of deep rest can turn into a pattern of waking at 3 a.m. and struggling to return to sleep. And while it may seem like a normal part of aging, this isn't something you just have to accept. Sleep patterns may change, but sleep quality can still be improved if we understand what's happening behind the scenes. One of the deeper reasons why sleep becomes so delicate with age lies in how the sleep architecture changes. The term sleep architecture refers to the different stages your body cycles through during the night: light sleep, deep sleep, and REM. As we grow older, the time spent in deep sleep, also known as slow-wave sleep, tends to decrease. That means more time in lighter stages of sleep, which are easier to wake from. So even a small shift in temperature, a slight sound, or an internal hormonal signal can pull you out of rest. And often, it happens right around that 3 a.m. mark. But it's not just your internal sleep system that changes. There are often underlying health conditions silently influencing these wake-ups. Conditions like sleep apnea, acid reflux, overactive bladder, and even restless leg syndrome all become more common as we age. If you find yourself waking at 3 a.m. needing to urinate, or feeling short of breath, jittery, or hot, these may be signals worth exploring. Sleep apnea, for example, is often undiagnosed in seniors. You might not even realize you briefly stop breathing during sleep, but your brain does. It wakes you up even slightly to restart normal breathing. These micro-awakenings are often clustered in the early morning hours. Over time, they lead to fatigue, poor concentration, and increased risk of heart problems. If you snore, wake up with dry mouth, or feel exhausted despite sleeping through the night, talk to your doctor about getting screened. And let's not overlook digestion. Many older adults deal with GERD or acid reflux, which can worsen when lying flat at night. When stomach acid moves up the esophagus during sleep, it can trigger discomfort, coughing, or even choking sensations, especially in the early hours of the morning. Elevating the head of your bed by a few inches, avoiding acidic or fatty foods in the evening, and not lying down right after eating can make a world of difference. Then, there's the overactive bladder. something so many seniors are quietly managing. Frequent nighttime urination, also known as nocturia, becomes more common with age due to changes in bladder capacity, hormone levels, and sometimes underlying conditions like diabetes or prostate enlargement. If your 3 a.m. wake-up call involves a trip to the bathroom, it's not just about poor sleep. It may also be a signal your kidneys or bladder need attention. Reducing evening fluids and limiting caffeine or alcohol can help, but don't ignore persistent symptoms. They're not just annoying, they're clues. We should also talk about the emotional and mental aspect of sleep. Anxiety and depression are often invisible in older adults, yet they strongly affect sleep quality. Many seniors who wake up at 3 a.m. report a familiar pattern. They lie awake thinking about their past, worrying about the future, or replaying conversations and regrets. Nighttime has a way of amplifying emotions that stay hidden during the day. And when those thoughts start, sleep feels far away. This is where relaxation practices come in, not just before bed but as part of daily life. Activities like gentle yoga, deep breathing, guided imagery, or even journaling before bed help train your mind to slow down. A simple breathing rhythm, like inhaling for 4 counts, holding for 4, and exhaling for 6, can signal to your nervous system that it's time to rest. And if you feel overwhelmed in the middle of the night, placing your hand over your heart and focusing on slow breaths can help ease the tension and guide your body back into a calm state. Now let's revisit food, because what you eat and when deeply affects sleep. We touched earlier on blood sugar crashes, but it goes further than that. Nutrient deficiencies can quietly contribute to poor sleep. Magnesium, vitamin D, B-complex vitamins, and omega-3 fatty acids all play key roles in regulating your sleep cycle. Seniors who don't get enough of these may experience insomnia, anxiety, and nighttime wakefulness. If you're not sleeping well, take a look at your dinner plate. Include magnesium-rich foods like spinach, seeds, and beans. Get healthy fats from avocado and olive oil. Choose complex carbohydrates like oats or brown rice over white bread or sugary snacks. These foods stabilize energy and support brain and nerve function. Consider also adding a light, protein-rich bedtime snack, like a boiled egg or a slice of turkey, to prevent blood sugar drops during the night. There's also one often overlooked nutrient, tryptophan. It's an amino acid found in foods like turkey, eggs, cheese, and nuts. Tryptophan helps the body make serotonin and melatonin, both vital for sleep. Including tryptophan-rich foods in your evening meal can improve sleep quality over time. What about herbal support? Certain natural remedies can help seniors rest more soundly, but they must be used with care. Valerian root, passion flower, and lemon balm have calming effects that ease the nervous system. However, they may interact with medications or be too strong for some people. Always consult with a healthcare provider before starting any supplement. But if safe for you, these herbs can be an effective, gentle way to reset your sleep cycle and reduce the intensity of those 3 a.m. awakenings. Even the sleep environment itself can be transformed into a healing sanctuary. Small changes, like using blackout curtains to block early light, reducing noise with soft earplugs or a sound machine, and ensuring the room stays cool but comfortable, all help reinforce healthy sleep patterns. Lavender-scented oils, soft lighting, and removing clutter can also create a space that tells your body it's time to relax. And while we often focus on bedtime routines, what you do during the day matters just as much. Are you getting light physical activity like walking, gardening, or stretching? Are you staying mentally engaged with hobbies or conversation? Are you limiting long daytime naps that disrupt your nighttime rhythm? These simple daytime choices build up the quality of your sleep at night. The more fulfilled, active, and emotionally balanced your day is, the more peaceful your nights become. Sleep is not just about closing your eyes, it's a reflection of your body's entire inner world. Your diet, your movement, your emotions, your medications, your organ function, they all play a role. And waking up at 3 a.m. may simply be the body's gentle request. Please listen, something needs adjusting. When you begin to see this wake-up time as a guide instead of a problem, you open the door to better health, not just better sleep. You may find that you feel more energized in the day, more emotionally steady, and less prone to illness or injury, because sleep is the time your body repairs, restores, and heals. Without it, we don't just feel tired, we wear down faster. So let's not accept poor sleep as a given part of aging. It doesn't have to be. By listening to the messages behind that 3 a.m. wake up and gently reshaping your lifestyle, you can rediscover the peace of deep, uninterrupted rest. And with that rest comes clarity, healing, and a return to the vitality that belongs to you at every age. There's a quiet stillness at 3 a.m. that can feel both peaceful and unsettling. For some, it's a moment of reflection. For others, it's a time filled with frustration and fatigue. If you've spent more nights than you can count watching the clock move slowly toward morning, wondering why rest keeps slipping away, know this: your body is not broken and you are not alone. Understanding why older adults often wake at this time gives us a roadmap back to better sleep. And part of that journey includes reevaluating our relationship with rest itself. For decades, many of us were taught to push through exhaustion, to value productivity over peace. But as we age, the need for gentle self-care becomes more than a luxury, it becomes a necessity. Waking at 3 a.m. isn't just an inconvenience. It's the body's soft knock, asking for attention, adjustment, and often healing. Let's go even deeper into what this early morning wake-up call can reveal. In some spiritual traditions, 3 a.m. is considered the hour of the soul, a sacred window where emotions rise and the subconscious stirs. It's not uncommon for older adults to wake at this time not because of physical discomfort, but because the heart and mind are trying to process things that were left unspoken or unresolved. This is especially true after a major life transition, like the loss of a loved one, retirement, or even changes in health and independence. And while there's science behind hormones, digestion, and organ rhythms, we can't ignore the emotional threads that weave through sleep. Many seniors experience loneliness at night. The quiet can become deafening, the dark hours longer. And it's during these hours that many find themselves reflecting on their life. What was, what is, and what will be. It's okay to feel that way. And it's even more important to have gentle tools to manage it. Practices like nighttime prayer, soft-spoken affirmations, or guided meditations specifically designed for older adults can be incredibly comforting. You might try whispering to yourself, "I am safe, I am loved, I am allowed to rest." These small rituals rewire how your brain responds to wakefulness. They turn the 3 a.m. hour from one of dread into one of quiet grace. Let's also talk about grief and sleep. Many seniors carry silent grief, whether for people, opportunities, youth, or physical ability. Grief is heavy, and it doesn't always show up in tears. Sometimes it shows up in sleeplessness. If your 3 a.m. waking has been paired with a lingering sadness or numbness, know that your body may be asking for emotional release. Journaling during the day, speaking with a trusted friend or therapist, or even expressing yourself through art or music can release that tension in a gentle way. The good news is, this level of self-awareness creates change. Each time you listen to your body's signals instead of fighting them, you regain a little more peace. Every evening you choose calming foods, limit screens, or go for a sunset walk, you're sending a message to your nervous system. I am caring for myself. And your body will respond, slowly but surely. Now let's not forget the power of movement in improving sleep. Seniors who engage in regular, low-impact physical activity often report deeper, more consistent rest. Gentle walking, tai chi, water aerobics, or simple stretching exercises stimulate circulation, reduce inflammation, and calm the mind. Even a 20-minute walk during daylight hours can reset your circadian rhythm and ease nighttime wakefulness. And when combined with sunlight, it doubles the benefit, helping to regulate melatonin and support vitamin D production, which is essential for healthy sleep and bone strength. Also consider your social rhythms. Seniors who remain socially connected, whether through phone calls, community groups, spiritual gatherings, or even volunteering, tend to sleep better. Social engagement reduces cortisol, the stress hormone that contributes to nighttime awakenings. If you live alone, even the act of speaking to someone daily or hearing a familiar voice before bed can provide a calming emotional anchor. For those who live with chronic conditions like arthritis, diabetes, or heart disease, managing pain and inflammation is key. Pain is one of the most common hidden sleep disruptors in older adults. If you're waking at 3 a.m. with stiffness, joint aches, or discomfort, it might be time to reevaluate your pain management routine. warm compresses before bed, anti-inflammatory foods like turmeric, leafy greens, and berries, and working with a provider to time medications properly can help ensure you rest more comfortably. And remember, sometimes simply knowing why something is happening can bring relief. When we understand that waking up at 3 a.m. isn't a random nuisance, but a sign from our body, we stop blaming ourselves. We begin to take empowered steps. Whether it's rebalancing our hormones through food and light, calming the nervous system with breath and ritual, or addressing deeper emotional needs, every step matters. The beauty of this journey is that it invites us to reclaim our nights, not just as a time to sleep, but as a time to heal. Sleep is when the brain clears out waste, when cells repair themselves, when the heart slows down to recover. It's when the immune system builds its defenses and the mind processes the day. A full night of sleep isn't just refreshing, it's life-extending. If waking at 3 a.m. has been your pattern, know this. With the right support, habits, and understanding, your sleep can change. And when your sleep improves, your entire day feels different. You think more clearly, move more easily, and feel more present. You begin to wake up not out of habit, but because your body is ready to rise. So tonight, as you lie down, take a deep breath and know this. Your body is wise. It is always trying to help you, not fight you. The 3 a.m. hour, once filled with worry, can become a signal, a nudge, a teacher, a turning point. You are not alone in this. Thousands of seniors around the world are taking the same steps you are, choosing rest over restlessness, healing over frustration. And as you walk this path toward better sleep, remember, you don't have to figure it all out in one night. Start with one habit. 1 cup of calming tea. 1 mindful breath. 1 evening walk. These small actions add up. Over time, they become your rhythm. Your body will follow. And in that rhythm, you'll find something you thought you lost. Peace, stillness, and the kind of rest that restores the soul. Thank you for being with us today. If this message has brought clarity, comfort, or hope, we invite you to join us on this wellness journey. Subscribe to Senior Wellness for more calming, educational content designed just for you. Together, we'll help you sleep better, live stronger, and age with the grace and vitality you deserve. Until next time, may your nights be peaceful, your mornings refreshed, and your heart always full of hope. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.